Hi, I'm Betty Martin. I'm the developer of the Wheel of Consent and the developer of the 5-day professional training that we have for the Wheel of Consent, which is called Like a Pro. And it's been my honor in recent years to train and work with other facilitators and trainers and teachers. Carmen Leilani is one of those people that I've had the joy of working with for over a decade now. So, will you tell us a little about who and where you are and kind of your background, how you come to this work?
Hi, Betty. Hi, everyone. I'm Carmen, and I am a consent educator. I am a liberation and resilience coach. I'm a clear agreements enthusiast. I have a lot of different backgrounds that I bring to this work: performing arts, marketing, and advertising and PR, hypnotherapist, coach, and a creative coach. I've done that for years and years. I came to this work at the time I was sharing an office with a good friend of mine who was a tantrika. I was offering mindful embrace, which was a hybrid
Huh?
of my hypnotherapy practice and a therapeutic touch practice. And when I attended like a pro for the first time, everything in my practice unraveled when I learned about consent. For some people, being in hypnosis can be like being under a sexual or erotic thrall, or even being
Yeah.
under psychedelic medicine. So I came to this like a pro and realized, oh my goodness, I can't keep doing what I'm doing. Since then, I've been working with you, Betty, all the way from being behind the screen, doing all the admissions, event producing, and promotion assisting, and now teaching. So that's how we get to now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, one of the things that I love about teaching with you is your sense of joy and enthusiasm and excitement that you bring to this work. It's just really fun to be in the room with you. I love that you bring a liberation lens and a social justice lens into the room, and that you're very good at looking around the room and making sure that everyone's included and that you have great stories to tell. I really enjoy that. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that I had to come to my real embodied understanding of this work in a different way through how this work was, for me, a process of decolonizing my
Mm,
body.
mhm.
I say that as someone who is US born, but also brings the culture from the Philippines that I was raised in by my parents, and understanding that's a culture that has multiple
Mhm.
colonizers.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
And the idea even of getting to authentic desire was something that I had to unpack many, many
Mhm.
layers to even get to. This is where cultural competency comes into play. When people who come from more collectivist cultures learn about this model, it doesn't fit
Mhm.
the way my culture works.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean that it doesn't have value. I come from a culture with different values and different practices in terms of communication. And this particular model, which you created, came out of your worldview and your lived
Mhm.
experience. And it might not be applicable to every person in the world.
Right.
I had to make some adjustments so that I could bring some of these aspects in and not have to make my culture wrong for doing the things that
Mhm.
we do,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
because your model is a practice.
Yeah.
And it's not a worldview,
Not
and
right.
it's not meant to be, it's not meant to
But
colonize other people's worldview.
that's doesn't replace anything either.
Wait,
Yeah.
so that's not something you could have taught me.
Mhm.
Anybody else could have taught me.
Mm. Yeah.
And it was a very gradual unwinding until I could really land in my truth with this work. I
Mm.
started teaching it on my own in the way that made sense to me and my neurotype and me as coming from the culture that I do. And that's when I realized, yes, there are ways to adapt and adjust for to include people with different lived experiences, with different cultures, with different neurotypes, with
Yeah.
different accessibility needs.
Yeah.
And I try to find ways to adapt so that I can include people in the core of the experience of coming to their own agency. I think there's room for adaptation, room for accessibility adaptations, there's room for cultural adaptations. And it's
Mhm.
just been my particular obsession, fixation to find those
Yeah. Yeah.
and share them.
Yeah. Thank you. Mm, thank you. So, y'all come out and take like a pro with Carmen and me and the other faculty, and we'll see you there. Thank you.